Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Imran Hakim bin Rahmadi. I am from Group 6. Today, I would like to start off our presentation on our academic poster, which is titled Learning Through Electronic Media. The purpose of our presentation today is to argue that electronic media is a powerful tool in education. Okay. Starting off, the usage of electronic media has been dominated by the younger demographic. As reported by Ofcom in 2019, this younger demographic consists of children ages 5 to 10 and teenage adolescents who are in their preteens and in their teenage years. Electronic media being such a popular thing among the younger demographic, then now should be the time to fully integrate electronic media into education and learning. But even in 2021, some are not confident in this scenario. Therefore, we want to argue what are some of the reasons why electronic media is such a powerful tool in education. Okay, moving on to our first main point is that students become more involved in learning. How so? How can we see this in more involvement in learning? You can see this first in the increased motivation in students when learning using electronic media. Okay, as Lin et al. In 2019 states that students were more attracted to the various forms and methods that information could be presented on a certain subject when using electronic media. For example, devices such as tablets could present information more dynamically and more graphically. What I mean by that is information could be presented in diagrams, in mind maps, in videos, and in interactive illustration. Therefore, this capability to present information piqued the interest of students and increased their learning persistence, which in turn increased their motivation in learning by using electronic media. Secondly is and how students are more involved in learning is students are more driven to self-learn when using electronic media. Okay, students who were taught or learned that you can use electronic media for other purposes besides entertainment, such as using it as a tool in education when self-learning. Students who did so gladly utilize electronic media as a tool in there when self-learning, such as looking for extra information on the computer or self-studying using devices such as tablets. This is strengthened by what is been proven by Eroglu and Ozbek in 2019, where students who use computers in their school time for learning were more motivated to self-learn in their own time at home compared to students who didn't use computers in school when learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Imran, for your valuable words. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Khudri. I'd like to talk about our second main point. So without any further ado, let's get into our second main point. Electronic media integrates with academic curriculum to enhance knowledge at a micro level, such as educational radio creates positive impact on a country's educational development. Educational radio was first introduced in 1921 as a distinct learning mode and is one of the first electronic media. The widespread use of educational radio, especially in low-income communities, can prove beneficial for the wider community. It can educate about critical social issues, basic hygiene, and other knowledge and relaying information on audience-specific topics such as agriculture, poultry, etc. That's why Sharma and Lama state that educational radio is vastly crucial for developed and underdeveloped countries in their educational sector. The next one I'd like to talk about is functionalities of electronic media. Basdaja state that the functionalities of electronic media such as Google Drive, Wikipedia, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter have an engaging power that helps students achieve collaborating learning method as a critical part of their academic life. For example, instructor can record their class lecture and then upload in the YouTube where a student could use it for revising purpose, and teacher also could use for future use. And for those who were absent during social media is an effective tool for collaborating learning. Google Drive and Wiki could be considered for group and project works. However, when social media tools are slowly used, it did not improve learners' engagement or academic performance, but could be useful if integrated with some pedagogical strategy. Similarly, learners' attention toward their student is considered a crucial part of a student life, which could be achieved by applying different social media like Facebook, Twitter, and many more to enhance the learning skills or various educational and non-educational club activities. So finally, I can say that electronic media is crucial in providing education at a large scale and improving students' involvement with educational materials outside the classroom. That's all from my part. Thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mustafa Musab Naveed, and I'm here to explain the third main point to argue that electronic media is a powerful tool in education. So our third main point is electronic media offers a convenient way of learning. And how does it do that? Nowadays, every student owns their own smartphones. Smartphones are a very handy device to keep, and using smartphone can improve learning experience, and it is also useful for in-class activities. Students could pursue their in-class data and information by browsing on the spot. Like if any students need to search anything or need to browse for further information, they can do that with their smartphones. And one of the biggest advantage to use smartphones in class is student can record their teaching. Students can record their lectures, they can make videos, and they can use this for their further revision. We're not saying that typical method is bad, but it's a bit time consuming. Lecturers can actually take pop quizzes, and students can attempt their pop quizzes by using their smartphones. And nowadays, majority of the universities use QR code to take students' attendance, where students just need to come up with their phone in class and they can just scan the code and their attendance has been marked. Addition to that, applications or softwares featured by electronic medias has an appealing way to present difficult topic. There are many softwares available in Play Store and Apple Store to download where students can find very useful applications for their education. There is an application called Solo Learn, which is a beginner-friendly programming learning application where students can learn and gain their programming skills by completing their quizzes and their tasks. In a survey, 76% of the students accepts that Solo Learn application helps them to understand object-oriented concept in a better way. And this kind of applications and softwares come up with rich graphics, images, videos, and this also offers interactive UI. Thus, students can become more interactive and attentive learning this. They feel interest to learn through this application and softwares. Better mentioning that there is a NASA app which offers videos, images, and interactive display, which brings space to life, which is, I think, not possible in the typical method. This is all. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Yusuf Abdulah Mahfuz. I am from group number 6, and our group title was Learning Through Electronic Media. So here actually we have discussed the importance and involvement of the electronic media in education. And from the very beginning of our English group project, for example the outline writing, academic paper writing, I was working with the evaluation and conclusion part. So in our poster part as well, I have worked with the evaluation and conclusion. Basically what we have discussed in the evaluation. In the evaluation, we have discussed the opposing points of the importance of involvement of electronic media in education. People tend to say that the collaboration of electronic media in education are decreasing students' comprehension ability. Moreover, students tend to shift their point of view from study material or point of attention from study material to the world out of study. But in the conclusion, we have emphasized the importance of electronic media in education by saying and discussing some key points. Just think about the recent pandemic situation, the coronavirus situation. In those days, the education is totally based on electronic media. So it is actually the time that the world should consider incorporating an education system mainly using electronic media, because just think about the education sector without the involvement of electronic media, students may suffer a lot.